Assalamualaikum. My name is HAMIMI and my message number is 305928. So today I will present the introduction and also the background of the Nvidia Corporation. So this report examines the growth of Nvidia Corporation from a startup company to become one of the world leading multinational corporation. So studying Nvidia helped us to understand how the MNC achieve success in the global market. Nvidia was chosen because of its strong leadership in graphic processing unit (GPU), in AI, and also a high performance computing, and making it to become one of the most valuable technologies companies today. Then I will explain about the background of the company, which is Nvidia. Okay, for the founding history, Nvidia was founded on 5 April 1993 by three engineers, which is Jensen Huang, Chris, and Curtis. And their first discussion is actually at a restaurant, which is Denny's restaurant in California. And actually, the company first started with very limited capital, and later they received more funding that helped to develop their first product. And then we move to our general business model and early operation. Nvidia is actually focuses on develop graphic chips for video games and multimedia application. And their first product is NV1 Multimedia Accelerator. And actually the product is not very successful. And they produce more products such as Riva series and also GeForce graphic cards that help to strengthen the Nvidia position in the gaming market. And then we move to initial goals and mission. Nvidia original goal was to improve the graphic and make the 3D graphic more realistic. And their mission is to solve complex computing challenge through AI and to improve computing technologies. Then we move to the nature of business. Nvidia is a semiconductor company that specializing in high performance computing and also graphic technologies. And the business covers four main markets, which is gaming, professional visualization, data center, and also automotive industry. And the company also developed technologies for AI, for robotic, for VR, and also for autonomous vehicles. And then we move to the main product and service offered by the Nvidia. Nvidia mainly operates through two segments, which is GPU and also Tegra processor. So for our GPU products include GeForce and GeForce Now for gaming, Quadro for designer, and Tesla for AI and deep learning, and then Grid for data center, and the last one is DGX system for researcher. So for Tegra processor products include Drive for automotive supercomputer, and then Shield for mobile entertainment and gaming. So all of these products and services has made Nvidia to become one of the leading companies in gaming, in AI, and also in high performance computing.
Hi, my name is GHANISYAH with metric number 297013, and today I will explain the factor that drove NVIDIA internationalization through push and pull factor. First, the push factor. NVIDIA faced extremely high research and development costs for developing advanced GPUs and AI technology. To recover these costs and achieve economy of scale, the company cannot rely solely on United States market. NVIDIA therefore needs access to the large international market. In addition, US export restriction on advanced semiconductor technology have encouraged NVIDIA to diversify its global operation and seek alternative market. On other hand, several pull factors attract NVIDIA to foreign market. The rapid growth of artificial intelligence, cloud computing, and data center worldwide has created strong demand for NVIDIA product. Asia Pacific countries such as China, India, Singapore are experiencing significant digital transformation, creating new business opportunities. Furthermore, expanding internationally allow NVIDIA to access global technology ecosystem, strategic partnership, and strong supply chain network, which support its long-term growth and competitiveness. To further understand NVIDIA international expansion, we can apply Dunning electric paradigm. also known as OLI framework, which consists of ownership, location, and internalization advantage. It's OLI framework. Fourth is ownership advantage, refer to NVIDIA unique resources and capabilities. NVIDIA possesses strong intellectual property, advanced GPU technology, and the CUDI software ecosystem, which provide a sustainable competitive advantage on competitor. Second is location advantage. Explain why NVIDIA choose such specific country for its operation. For example, like Taiwan offer world-class semiconductor manufacture through TSMC, while countries such as UK, Germany provide high-skilled AI talent. Software expertise, industrial innovation opportunities. Finally, it's internalization advantage. Explain why NVIDIA prefer to maintain direct control over international operation rather than licensing its technology. This strategy help protect intellectual property, maintain product quality, and reduce risk of technology leak. Together, these only framework three advantage support NVIDIA such successful global expansion. Now, moving on, NVIDIA entry strategy, the company uses the combination of foreign direct investment, or we can call it FDI, and strategic alliances. For FDI, NVIDIA established wholly owned subsidiaries and research centers in different countries to support engineering and R&D activity. This allows company to maintain full control of its technology and innovation process. At the same time, NVIDIA formed strategic partnership with government and local organizations. One example is it is collaboration with United Kingdom to develop AI infrastructure and innovation ecosystem. Through this partnership, NVIDIA can strengthen with its market presence and while reducing entry barriers. The rationale behind this customized entry strategy is to protect intellectual property and adapt to different regulatory and political environment. The balance operation control with strategic collaboration. As a result, NVIDIA can expand globally while maintaining the technological leadership and supporting sustainable long-term growth.
Nvidia's journey was far from smooth. The company faced four major challenges that collectively threatened to end it before it could truly begin. The most devastating was the NV1, Nvidia's very first chip, launched in 1999. It used a proprietary rendering technology called quadratic texture mapping, which was fundamentally incompatible with Microsoft DirectX standard. Game developers simply couldn't use it. Of the 250 units distributed, 249,000 of it were returned. Nvidia lost $6.4 million, cut 70% of its staff, and only 30 days of cash remaining. It was on the verge of permanent shutdown. This was compounded by the collapse of Nvidia deal with Sega to build the Dreamcast graphic chip. When Sega saw Nvidia's failures, they abandoned the project and chose a different supplier, removing Nvidia's main source of revenue at the worst possible moment. On top of this, Nvidia was competing in an extraordinarily crowded market. Over 40 companies producing graphic chips by the late 1990s, with 3D-FX's Voodoo chipset dominating the space. Nvidia had a financial safety net to absorb another failure. And years later, a second financial challenge appeared. The development of CUDA consumed all of Nvidia's gross profit, driving the company's market capitalization down to just $1.5 billion as investors failed to see the long-term potential. Now, let us look at how Nvidia responded to these challenges. through 5 decisive strategies. First, Nvidia executed a complete technology pivot. CEO Jensen Huang abandoned the failing NV1 architecture entirely and rebuilt it around the Microsoft DirectX standard. The team developed the Riva 128 chip in just 9 months using the emulation software, and it sold 1 million units in its first 4 months. That one decision saved the company. Secondly, Jensen Huang's leadership. Jensen Huang's leadership approach was equally important. Rather than hiding the NV1's failure from Sega, he flew to Tokyo, admitted the project had failed, and asked Sega to honor the full payment as a lifeline. Sega agreed, providing $5 million that kept Nvidia alive. This moment founded Nvidia's culture of intellectual honesty and blameless problem solving. Third, Nvidia adopted the fabless semiconductor model, partnering with TSMC in 1998 to manufacture its chips. By outsourcing production, Nvidia freed all its capital for R&D and design, which is where its real competitive strength lies. Fourth, in December 2000, Nvidia acquired the intellectual property of 3DFX International, its bigger competitor. After 3DFX went bankrupt, this eliminated the competitive threat and gave Nvidia valuable intellectual property that strengthened its market leadership. And fifth, despite the financial pain, Nvidia held firm on its CUDA investment. Over time, CUDA became the world's dominant platform for GPU computing, the backbone of AI research today, because Nvidia refused to give up when results were not yet visible. Together, these five strategies transform a company that nearly collapsed in its first 2 years into the global leadership in AI computing. Thank you.
My name is RIKA NOVIA and my matrix number is 305565. Now, I will be presenting the section 7, which covers Nvidia path to success and growth and followed by its current status. Firstly, Nvidia's success was driven by 3 key strategic decisions. The first is continuous GPU innovation. Nvidia developed high-performance GPUs capable of parallel processing, making them ideal for gaming, artificial intelligence, and high-performance computing. Secondly, Nvidia diversified its product beyond gaming into industries such as AI, healthcare, data centers, and autonomous vehicles. This reduced its dependence on a single market while creating new revenue opportunities. Lastly, Nvidia introduced CUDA, a software platform that allows more developers to use GPUs for general computing. This created a strong ecosystem that encouraged a widespread adoption of Nvidia's technology. Next, the growth indicators. From the previous strategies, it resulted in impressive growth. Nvidia recorded exceptional revenue growth due to the rapid adoption of AI and increasing demand for data center solutions. Their revenue for the 3 months ending January 2025 is $68 billion. It also holds around 85% of the global GPU market, making it the industry leader with significant control over the industry. Furthermore, strategic partnership with big companies such as Tesla demonstrate Nvidia's strong market influence and long-term growth potential. Nvidia was founded in 1993 before achieving some important milestones, including the invention of the world's first GPU in 1999. Nvidia then introduced CUDA in 2006, the breakthroughs of AlexNet in 2012, and recently the Blackwell architecture, which powers the next generation of AI factories. These achievements highlight Nvidia's transformation from gaming graphic companies to a global AI leader. As for the section 8, today, Nvidia operates globally across North America, Europe, and Asia, serving industries such as AI, healthcare, automotive, telecommunications, and cloud computing. It continues to dominate the GPU market with approximately 85% of market share, supported by strong financial performance and a solid reputation in AI infrastructure. Despite its success, Nvidia faces two major challenges. The first one is US export restriction, which limit the sales of advanced AI chips to China. The second one is increasing competition from big companies such as AMD and Intel. To address these challenges, Nvidia has developed a compliant version of its H20 AI chip to maintain its presence in China's big market while meeting US regulation. At the same time, it continues investing in innovation through its Blackwell architecture and AI ecosystem, including CUDA, to strengthen its competitive advantage.
This slide shows the first part of NVIDIA future outlook. First, NVIDIA has a strong opportunity in the AI infrastructure as data centers, cloud computing, and GPU cluster continue to grow. Demand for NVIDIA GPUs is expected to increase. And then second, NVIDIA also has a future potential in automotive and robotic, especially through the ADAS, self-driving cars, robotaxi system, and robotic platform, and digital twin simulation. However, this growth also comes with the risk. Nvidia depends heavily on TSMC for the advanced chips manufacturing, so geopolitical tension around Taiwan may affect the production and delivery. To stay competitive, Nvidia is expanding its technology through the Blackwell, CUDA, Omniverse, and Drive. This shows that Nvidia is moving beyond the hardware into a wider AI technology platform. The second part focuses on the NVIDIA long-term direction. NVIDIA can still grow by entering more industries such as the edge computing, healthcare, banking, energy, and telecommunication. These sectors need a stronger computing power so they can become important future market for the NVIDIA. At the same time, NVIDIA must manage its risk carefully. So the company needs to diversify its supply chains and build a stronger partnership with manufacturer and improve production coordinator. NVIDIA main strength is integration of the hardware and software. This creates a customer to lock in because the user become connected to its ecosystem, including the CUDA, Omniverse, and Drive. Overall, if NVIDIA keep innovating while managing the regulation and supply chain risk, it is likely to remain a dominant multinational technology company in the next 5 to 10 years. To conclude, NVIDIA's journey shows how a company can grow from failure into a global leadership. NVIDIA faced a serious challenges, including the failure of the NV1 chips, the loss of the Sega collaboration, strong marketing competition, and high cost of developing CUDA. However, NVIDIA used this problem as a learning point. So the company improved its technology through the product like RIVA 128 and GeForce. It also adopted a fabulous business model and partnered with the manufacturing such as TSMC, allowing it focus on research, design, and software development. The most important turning point was CUDA, is what helped NVIDIA expand beyond the gaming into the AI, data center, healthcare, and the scientific computing. Overall, NVIDIA's success proved that a strong leadership, continuous innovation, and risk management are important for the MNC to survive and grow in the global technology market.